You ever wake up one morning thinking it's gonna be just another quiet day, and by sunset your whole life is upside down? Yeah, that's how this started, because one minute I'm sipping coffee on my porch looking over land my family worked for generations, and the next minute some HOA thinks they can tell me what I can and can't do on my own farm, and right there I should have known this wasn't gonna end clean, because HOAs don't knock, they threaten, and the first letter looked polite, real polite, like a snake smiling before it bites, talking about community safety, access needs, inspections, like they owned the place. But see, this land ain't part of their neighborhood, not on paper, not by law, not by anything, and I ignored it, thought that would be the end. Wrong move, because bullies hate silence, and that's when the real pressure started. Lawyer letters, deadlines, big words meant to scare regular folks into folding, and they figured I was just another country guy who would roll over. But hey, race, the thing I don't fold easy, and when they gave me 10 days to give access to my land, something snapped, because freedom don't come with a deadline. And right when I thought it couldn't get worse, I came back from fixing fences, and my gate was wide open, like someone just walked right in, like it was nothing, and my heart dropped, because that's not just disrespect, that's danger. And I followed the tire tracks, and there were 3 of them, clipboards, camera, acting like they owned the dirt under my boots, and I told them to get off my land, and they tried to talk fancy, implied access, community needs, and that's when I called the sheriff. Because talking was done, and when that deputy showed up and looked at my deed, looked at my gate, looked at them, the story changed fast, real fast, and they left. But hey, race, the rehook, because leaving didn't mean stopping. Oh no, that just made them mad, and instead of backing off they sued me. Yeah, full lawsuit, trying to force access, thinking a judge would scare me straight. But that night I didn't sleep, not because I was scared, but because I was done. And the next morning I hired a lawyer, the kind that doesn't smile much and listens more than he talks. And when he saw the photos, the emails, the trespass, he said they messed up bad, and we fired back. Restraining order, emergency filing, evidence stacked clean, and suddenly the HOA wasn't emailing anymore, they were calling. And that's when you know you got nervous, and walking into that courtroom I could feel it, something was about to flip. And the HOA showed up, confident, suits pressed, smiles, ready to steamroll, until the judge asked one simple question: where is the easement? And silence filled the room, thick silence, and they tried to dance around it, talking about belief and necessity, but belief don't beat facts. And when the judge saw my gate open, saw the tracks, saw them standing on my land, his whole tone changed. And right there was the rehook moment, because he asked who authorized trespass, and nobody answered. And when a judge stops a lawyer mid-sentence, you already know how that ends. Temporary restraining order granted, effective immediately, no contact, no access, no funny business. And the HOA looked like they just swallowed a brick, but the real shock came after, because once that order went public, the dirt started spilling. Emails, plans, pressure tactics, notes saying rural owners usually fold, and the judge wasn't having it expanded. The order made it permanent, fined them, made them pay my legal fees, warned them on record, and just like that the power shifted. Board members resigned, neighbors spoke up, stories poured out, and I went back to my farm, locked my gate, walked the fence line, same land, same sky, just quieter, because freedom feels different when you defend it. And if there's one thing you take from this story, let it be this: HOAs only have power if you give it to them, and sometimes when you stand your ground, the system actually works.